Hello guys, happy Earth Day! There are many things we can do to protect our Earth, and one of the best ways is to compost. Composting allows us to turn our kitchen food waste into useful fertilizer for our plants, rather than sending it into the landfill. How cool is that? And it's not that hard. Let me show you how I did it. So, I'm standing on my balcony that is not really big, but like 1/5 of it is designated to do compost. So I have two 20-gallons bins that I pick up from Home Depot, and one of it has like a dish, well, what do you call it? It actually is a planter pot, but I think it's just a good size to catch the water dripping from the compost. And these two have been rotating, and each bin can last about 3 to 4 months of all the food waste that we generate. So far, probably have generated 60 to 70 pounds of compost. And yeah, so I want to show you guys. So this one is in the process of composting, and you can still see like the shape of the food that we just had a mango. And this one, we just stopped putting new stuff for maybe 2 weeks, and then it already changed to this dark brown color that is close to soil. And then what it needs is to spin and then get it a little bit more air. So you can see at the bottom still is pretty wet. Can you actually see it? So it's a little bit, it's really in the process, like becoming good compost. This probably will be a useful compost in about a month or so. And what I did is I will put this thing. It's really dirty right now, but it's a compost maker. You don't have to use this, but I have a feeling that putting this in the compost will make the compost slightly faster. And it actually says that if you mostly is nitrogen, mostly is green, you don't really need to put that, but I still put it. Doing compost has a basic principle that you need to have the balance between green and brown. And green is nitrogen, and then brown is carbon. And what it means is all the food waste are all nitrogen, and then you have to put other carbon to balance it, and that include like paper box or dry leaves or toilet paper, well, all kinds of paper, and that is very, very important. So, okay, let's stand. So I'm going to just do a quick demonstration of this. Is just we brought a fruit tart yesterday, and then it's basically it's like paper box, but the rules is don't try to recycle this when you have it's like the paper is like contaminated with food. Don't try to compost this. You will bring a lot of headache to the recycling company. And then so this is perfect as a brown material, carbon material, but you have to tear off the stickers. That's because the stickers are actually plastic, so don't do that. And then basically there's no really hard science here, just trying to tear smaller pieces. If you bring like big piece, it will still work, but as I said, I want it to be faster, so the smaller piece is better. Making this video is because I believe this is not that hard. It's actually a lot easier once you're used to. The first batch that I made, we had a lot of trouble because how it was too wet, and then it's always dripping water, and then the water smelled bad. But that doesn't stop me. I still want to do it. I just want to figure out a way. And now I think it's pretty easy, right, Jacob?
Yeah.
So the bucket. It's
the bucket under the bucket.
The bucket under the bucket. It's actually pretty important because it will drip. And there's actually a lot of videos on YouTube that I watch because I care about the planet, and before I start developing this technique, and no one ever mentioned that. Okay, I think
The amount of water
yeah,
in the compost and
yeah. It's like
how
it
to
will
manage
have
it.
a lot of water. And then something that I still hasn't figured out yet is like someone said like it's better for you to entirely close it and don't touch it for a long time, and then it will become compost. And someone said, oh, do that spinning composter, like the more air it touched, the faster. It's just like the opposite theory. And my guess is it has to do with the humidity, with the air, how much water in the air, and if it's, you know, really, I don't know which way is which, but right now, at least in LA, I won't really try to add more water to it. Like, I'm really aware of like how moist it is. So, but I know when we're in Bay Area, like there's no water, and then it's all exposed to the air, so it dry out really fast. And so I will try to water it a little bit to get it more wet. But this really, you don't have to do that. The water will just keep dripping, and those are called warm tea. There's a term for it that I think is really cute. It's not for drinking, but it's really, really nutritious. That if you have like plants outside, they love that. Right. Yeah,
Okay, you want to give it a stir?
I'm going to give it a stir. So, I actually don't need to give it a stir, but it's like once in a while when the bottom get really wet, you don't want it to let the bottom be super soggy. Otherwise, it would just sit there and it kind of will rot a little bit. Well,
rotting is the whole point.
Yeah, but it's like rot in a bad way, and I don't want to rot in a bad way. So I want to let it.
And you want the dry paper to absorb moisture and then also rot and decompose.
Then you will see this seems like a big volume, but it will shrink a lot. So like this probably have like three.
Probably the level was up to here.
It has
when
probably
we stopped adding to it.
3 pizza box and 1 like big paper box, you know, those shipment box, and then 4 months of food scrap. And yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. And then, but eventually it will shrink, and then it will keep shrinking till it becomes soil-like. And I don't have the ready compost because we actually put the compost for the tree down there. But this one, this is on top is all compost, but you couldn't really tell. It just looks like soil, but it has compost on it. And when we generate compost, I will put it just on our plants there, and so it doesn't look like anything. If you see maggot, those looks like really gross, yay big worm. They will do like this, and then it's just a lot of them, and you will be like really shocked. But they're really helpful. They're gonna digest the compost for you and just turn into compost super fast. So yeah, if you see that, like, they're the helper. Don't get rid of them. Unless you really think they're so gross, then you can just scoop them out and throw it away. But
Or eat them.
don't eat them. I think that's it. So I hope this my video can help anyone who's interested in doing compost yourself. I want to share a little bit of experience so you don't feel super intimidating, or like when you see dripping you won't be so scared. So happy Earth Day. Let's make the planet a little bit better. Bye.